Hello and welcome to some late-breaking news. Project Quarm has entered a official agreement with Daybreak. Right, they posted this on their Discord right here. So from the person Secret, we have some exciting news to share with all of you. As some of you have been aware, Project Quarm has been offline for a few weeks now. Taking down the server was performed to show a good faith to Daybreak Game Company. Following this, we reached out to Daybreak with to discuss options to an agreement similar to the one that Project 99 had created, and began to explore. As some of the hardcore fans of their games, we have always strived to promote the official game of Everquest that we all love. We would like to personally thank all the folks at Daybreak for this opportunity. As such, the result of our discussion, we've entered into a written agreement with Daybreak LLC. This agreement formally recognizes Project Quarm as a personal, non-commercial, not-for-profit, fan-based private server that establishes guidelines that, as we as a project, must follow. This agreement will allow us to continue to update the game without risk of legal repercussions. That is fantastic news for these people. As a lifelong fan of over 23 years, it is an incredible privilege to have this consideration, and we are honored to share in our love for Everquest with our community. Project Quarm will also be fast-forwarding the server to Luckland when it returns. Please stay tuned for more information about the server return within the coming weeks. Project Quarm is operated solely as a personal, non-commercial, not-for-profit fan-based server. Project Quarm is not associated in any affiliation with a Daybreak Game LLC. All right, that is fantastic. What is that? There's a pickle. Oh gosh, yeah, let's give them a pickle. They're out of things. All right, so Project Quarm contains a number of changes to the base game that make various makes various changes to the base game of Everquest through Everquest: The Planes of Power progression. Some of those modifications, however, were determined to be a step too far for a personal, I cannot talk this morning, non-commercial fan-based private server. As such, we are asked to remove specific items as a part of our agreement. These items are as follows. All right, so these are things that Daybreak deemed were not in the spirit of a fan-based, personal, non-commercial game. So they have custom zones, so Miriam's Domain, Shard of Decay, Plane of Injustice, Fireclad Ocean. I've never played on Quarm, so I'm not 100% sure what these zones are. They remove the custom raid encounter for Kati Shah. Custom player races and unlocks. Ixar Rogue being removed. Ixar Ranger being removed. Wood Elf Beast Lord. Guess that's getting removed. Barbarian Paladin removed. Froglock removed. Jeez. Wow. Froglock and their associated graphical updates. Item tinting and armor fixes. So all that's getting removed. And custom expansion, Terror of Soul. Oh my gosh. Incomplete quests, Kunark Archaeology. Completing incomplete quests like the proposed Varsoon Ixar Cudgel. So those are all gone, I guess. Additional Ixar quests similar to the Cudgel and the Shackle for the Rogue and the Ranger removed. We may remove extra additions on request by Daybreak at any time. Project Quarm is operated solely as a personal, non-commercial, not-for-profit, fan-based private server and not associated in any way. As a part of the agreement, Project Quarm was asked by Daybreak to implement a player cap of 1,200 players, and additionally, players in the past this point will be placed in a queue. However, we additionally obtained permission to add an offline bazaar trading to the game on launch of the Luckland expansion. Players in the bazaar do not count against the player cap. All right. Here's a short version of what is changing. Luckland launches when the server comes up. All Luckland features, including AA, Beast Lords, Focus, will be available immediately. Luckland raids will not be available until the original Luckland launch date of January 1st, 2026. Luckland raid mobs will not spawn in open world, as it is consistent with how the instances or other raid instances are handled. Bazaar will support offline traders. Support for playing a character while trader is offline on the same account will be added at a later date. The mule system will be retired accordingly. The mule accounts will be converted to normal accounts and will be dealt with accordingly. All corpses that expire during the downtime have been restored back a week. The server will have a population cap and a queue system. The details of the queue system will be announced at a later date. Some aspects are still in development. List of things that are not changing. Legacy loot, no drop legacy item variants, mana rock, fungi shirt, etc. Loot lockouts, guild instances, PvP instances, shared bank, various other anti-bottlenecking features and changes, NG+, solo self-found hardcore modes, Veskar, and Kern's Tower and Box of Akibar. All right, so that's what they posted on their Discord. Over here on this is where I found it on the Reddit. Herefather is the one who posted that, but it looks like it's the same information there. So yeah, for the top comment, for these limitations they're imposing on Project Quarm, no wonder they're nuking THJ from orbit. Custom content seems to be the thing, yeah. P99 allows nothing past Velius. Yeah, so this is definitely interesting news. Considering, you know, now Project Quarm, from what I understand, I've heard about the server, right? I've never played on the server, and they are not as flashy as the Hero's Journey, I say, and it doesn't seem like they, you know, they were bringing in, you know, millions of dollars like the Hero's Journey was, and that's, you know, they didn't go under that, and they shut as soon as they went after the Hero's Journey. Quarm shut the server down, right? Like they weren't joking around. They shut the server down and tried to get into official talks with Daybreak. So that's good on them, and it seems to have worked. They got their agreement. They're not going to have to. They're not going to get sued and stuff like that. So that's definitely interesting news. Now, if you take this information here and consider what what an agreement might look like for the Hero's Journey, and that means all the custom content is gone. Like it's the whole server would have to be completely butchered for it to come back in any possible way. As I think they fix a lot of the, they fix all these issues. Any class can be any race, all the good things that, you would want to see from this kind of stuff, custom counters constantly, they have more than 1,200 players at any given time. And, that's kind of crazy. So there's some news. I don't know if anything else is going to come up. I know there's lots of comments here on the Reddit. So I'll put a link in that to the description so you guys can go read it there if you want. I'll put a link to the Discord for Quarm. Maybe if you want to go try it out there, try out their server. I've never played here, but apparently it's pretty popular. I know I've had a few friends tell me about it over the years, but it's hard to get me to not play on live. I'll tell you that right now. But there you go, some news. Thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.